myself recently, I have found and felt a stirring of sorts. Now, this stirring feels like something that extends beyond my skin, beyond myself. When I picture it as this giant, seeming fish-like or tentacle thing slowly rolling just above the surface, just breaking the surface of a very large black ocean against a black sky. And this, I guess you could call it a tentacle, it could be a shoulder, it could be a back. It is very aquatic either way. I've felt this thing stirring within me. Now, it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel bad, it just is. And this thing that I feel stirring, the word that comes to mind when I think of it is Leviathan. Now, not in the biblical sense, but it feels much bigger than myself, yet it is stirring within myself. When I picture it, when I realize it is there and feel it, it doesn't make me emotionally excited, it doesn't make me want to do anything bad or do anything good. It's just this deep, vast presence I'm starting to feel moving within myself. I don't mean that it feels like it's within my chest or within my stomach or anything like that. It feels like it's within my very being, that my chest and my stomach are outside of it, outside of who I really am, my being, and my body is outside of my being, yet this Leviathan within me is stirring, and it feels like it somehow extends beyond the surface of my body, and it feels like it extends beyond the surface of my psyche, my thoughts, my brain, parts of my spirit. It feels vast, and it feels moving within me, and when I say in me, there's no physical feeling necessarily. It's more of a spiritual feeling of it being kind of placed in my skull in a way, in the deepest parts of my brain, and extending beyond them at the same time. It's very hard to explain. There's an ultimate feeling of peace and understanding and awareness when I picture or feel this thing stirring in this dark ocean. And maybe this dark ocean that I'm picturing for some reason is my mind, my current state. Maybe my brain, and in the cavity of my skull there is, physical darkness in there. And maybe the sky that I'm seeing, the black sky that I'm compelled to visualize, maybe that is just an understanding that's happening within my skull. And maybe the black ocean is like my brain, and maybe this thing stirring within my brain is a connection to something much larger, and that's why I feel like it extends beyond the surface of my body. It's a very strange feeling, and I haven't been feeling it for very long. I've only been feeling it for 2 or 3 weeks, but it's something that I thought would go away, but I constantly feel this stirring. Maybe not constantly, but it feels like it's always been there, and it always is there, but now it's moving. This may sound insane, this may sound ridiculous, and it may sound like it's an incredibly evil thing stirring inside of me, but it doesn't feel emotional. It doesn't feel like it wants anything. It doesn't feel like it wants to tell me to do anything, or most certainly not anything bad, or even picture anything bad. It just is, and it's stirring. It is, and it's stirring. What does this mean? I am hard-pressed to find an answer right now. This Leviathan, the word that most accurately describes it, even though that does not describe it, nor can any word. But it feels immense, and it feels like it's within me in particular. And I don't know what it is, and I don't think it's good or bad, I just think that it is. I keep on saying that, but that's what it feels like. So I thought I'd just share that piece of, life development with you, in hopes that maybe, enough people out there listening to maybe give me a hint at what you think it might be, but not only that, but just to listen, because I don't think that most of the people that are closest to us we can share this with sometimes, but complete strangers on YouTube or wherever I share this will probably be YouTube. That's much easier to do. It's much easier to have reflections from those people who are not nearest to you and don't constantly want an update about you. I'm sure many of my friends will see or hear this, but it's not bad. It's not good. for listening, and I hope all of you